Like him or don't like him, Mark Cuban has had a high profile effect on business and consumers really understanding business through the show Shark Tank. Many people have become familiar with Mark Cuban, more so than would have known about him if it was just for his business operations. Back in the 90s, he sold a company called Broadcast.com, which was a early internet company, and he rode the wave, and I think it was sold to AOL, Time Warner at the time, for billions of dollars. That wouldn't have happened today. That company wouldn't have had that valuation. But he took that money and he did a lot of things with it. And what he's saying now is that companies are either going to be at great risk, or they're going to be put out of business, or they're going to be great at it. So the question is whether you're a business owner, you're a manager, an entrepreneur, even an employee, you either have to become good at AI or maybe be left behind by AI. And we've talked about this on this channel before. It's still unknown what AI is going to do and how legitimate it is. It might be one of those flash in the pan things. Remember back in the internet era, there was a lot of hype about how the internet was going to change everything. And it did to some extent. But most of the same companies that are out there still exist. IBM is still out there. General Electric's still out there. Manufacturing companies are still out there. Starbucks is still out there. Sure, there are new companies that wouldn't have existed without the internet, like Google and Facebook. Your video will be back in 8 seconds. In the meantime, remember, you have access to live one-on-one consultation, undivided attention of a licensed certified expert in this subject and many others. We want to listen to your story. We want to hear your questions and give you expert advisement of your options. We want to tell you what we know about your situation and what options you have. Now back to your video. But good quality companies still exist. The question is, what is the place of AI in everyday economics? Regardless of where you fit into the employment pipeline, if you're a staff member, an employee, a manager, a director, an executive, or an owner, you should become familiar with AI, if nothing else, to know how it's going to affect you. Even if you don't do anything with it, you want to know how it's going to affect you, maybe how it affects your competitors, and whether or not Mark Cuban knows what he's talking about. This whole idea of be great at AI or out of business is really, that's the question. And we've talked about this for years here. One thing is for sure, if you know nothing about it, you will be left behind, even in conversations. People that are talking about it in marketing, in sales, in operations, in management will have to know a little bit about how AI works so that you can have an intelligent conversation. So what do we recommend? Get one of the really basic AI tools, play around with it on your computer. Look, you probably play around on your computer every day on a video game or fantasy leagues or something else. Why not spend a half an hour, 45 minutes playing around with AI to see what it can do for you? Even if it helps you with your everyday tasks, you'll know how it works. So when it comes time to put it in place for your career, you're not starting from scratch then, you have a head start. Thank you for watching. Remember, you can access live one-on-one personal consultations with a licensed private investigator, a licensed commercial insurance broker, licensed certified real estate title examiner, also a certified civil court mediator. So if you have a need to talk to an expert in any of these fields, or even a licensed building general contractor, you can click the link below, actualhuman.com, and arrange a live one-on-one undivided attention with a licensed expert where you can ask any questions, get information about your situation, and we'd be glad to help.